Hello vinyl community people, this is Mike MGK Boston back on a Saturday for another video. It's a rather gloomy one here. We just had a heat wave for 2 days and now it's back to April. Like we just went back 2 months. It's not very nice. I don't normally dress like this on Saturday, but we're going to a high school graduation celebration for a friend of ours. Their daughter just graduated, so we're going to that in an hour or so. So I thought I'd just do this quick response to a thread started by Josh over at The Flip Side. I thought it was very interesting, just simply called Lost Classics of the 90s. I saw Mega Jeff Hard Rock Vinyl channel. I saw his. He picked a few, most notably for me, he picked an album by a band called The Four Horsemen, and I was a big fan of that album too. So I think a lot of people in the vinyl community are jumping on this thread. This was a time in my life, specifically the early 90s. I just came out of university. And the music scene was really great. My main thing at the time was mostly Britpop, probably between 1989 and 1995. That was my main kind of focus. Saw a lot of those bands in concert, a couple that I'm going to show right now, in fact. So I have a couple of honorable mentions. I'll save my main pick for the Lost Classic of the 90s just for the end here. Again, this is a pretty short video. So over to Manchester, here's a runner-up here. It's the Inspiral Carpets. This is their debut. It's called Life. If you wanted to find a great example of the Manchester sound, that would be a song on here, track 3, and that's called Commercial Rain. You can see that there. There it is. Great video for that one. It's on YouTube. You can look it up, see what that's all about, the Manchester sound, and that's the Inspiral Carpets. That's a runner-up of this list of runners-up, plural. We got the Verve's first full-length debut. It's called A Storm in Heaven. There was an EP just before this one called Gravity Grave. I have that one too, but I'm just showing this first full length. You can see that on the back, the little cemetery. And so, yeah, this is really great, featuring the vocal stylings of Richard Ashcroft, who's now had a pretty successful, prolific solo career. So again, this is Verve. I saw this tour at a club in Toronto, actually, called Lee's Palace. And a year or so later, they were playing Tea in the Park, Reading Festival in England. But this club in Toronto might hold 400 people, so it was pretty great show. Good concert memory for me. And 1993 is that date on that one. May not know this band. These I've never seen in the vinyl community. And again, these are all compact discs because throughout the 90s, that was my main format of music that I was buying. I had checked out on vinyl in the late 80s when CDs came on the scene, and this was my primary focus for the physical format, if you will. Not to be confused with Gary over at the physical format. This is the physical format of the music, right? It's a compact disc. So, and this is called Sugar. You may not know them, but you would know the name Bob Mould, formerly of Husker Du. And this was the debut of the band Sugar. I actually saw this tour as well. I was out in Vancouver at the time for a couple of months. My friend Renee, you might remember him from that Boston Marathon video I did a couple months ago. He was visiting because his wife was running the marathon. And him and I saw several shows, including this one. This was at the Commodore Ballroom. I know Jack at the Vinyl Martini, being a British Columbia guy, I know he lives on the island, but sure he's been to the Commodore Ballroom. Maybe drop a comment below, Jack, and let me know if you've seen any shows at that venue. And it's still in existence as far as I know. But yeah, this is probably certainly in the top 3 of the loudest shows I've ever seen. My ears are ringing for a couple of days after this. I can't believe I didn't come down with tinnitus. But anyway, yeah, this is great. The Act We Act, A Good Idea, Changes, Helpless, Hoover Dam. I mean, this whole thing. And If I Can't Change Your Mind was a single on this. There was a music video for that. Really great. I don't know if there's a picture of the band in here. Nope. Just no pictures of the band. I guess this was on Rykodisc. So that's Sugar, Copper, Blue. So the highlight of the video, a Lost Classic. I've never seen these guys shown in the vinyl community. I might have shown the follow-up to their debut that I'm just about to show. But this is Suede. This is their self-titled debut. This was released in 1993. So basically Suede, lead singer Brett Anderson, and on guitar and piano, Bernard Butler. There's the guys listing right there. So the two of them were they weren't the founding members. Bernard Butler joined a little while. They'd been active for a little bit, but they hadn't been signed to a label. There's the two gentlemen right there. There's Brett Anderson. And what am I saying? I'm drawing a blank here. Bernard Butler. What am I thinking here? There's Bernard Butler right there. So the two of them were the main songwriters and, lead singer and guitarist. And they did this debut, like I said, self-titled. So their name actually comes from this guy, Morrissey. This is Morrissey from the Smiths, of course, Viva Hate, and this is his solo debut. And he has a song on here. There you can see it's called Suede Head. So that's where the band got their name. They're big fans of the Smiths and of Morrissey himself. And so they did this one here. So between the two guys, they just couldn't get along. Bernard Butler and Brett Anderson. They did the follow-up to this, and that was called Dogman Star. It's even better than this one. It's really great, but apparently Butler thought it was taking too long. Brett Anderson was just, I guess, a bit of a prima donna, and he just, over-rehearsing. And Butler just wanted to crank it out and get on to a third album. But then by the time they were done with Dogman Star, Bernard Butler was actually done with Suede, and he left the band and went and did other things. Suede picked up another guitar player. The name escapes me. I checked out on Suede after Dogman Star, though reading up on them when I was thinking about doing this video, they put out another album, like a comeback album in 2022. But they're now known as the name London Suede, because I guess they were sued for the name Suede for whatever reason in the United States. So they're now called London Suede. So anyway, this is a lost classic of the 90s. And again, please go over to Josh at The Flip Side. He came up with this thread idea. I'll leave a link in the description below to the video Josh did for this one. And it's an easy thread, so I hope you jump on a Saturday and do a video. So I'm off to a little party, and maybe I'll do another video later on today. I don't know when we get back. But anyway, hope you're having a great weekend wherever you are and whatever you're doing. See you next time.